When the third similar death case arrived at the hospital, the security director could no longer stay silent. "This isn't coincidence," she told the police. "Same killer, same method, same victim profile, and I know who the next target is." Nobody was asking her how she could be so certain, yet. And at that moment, while monitoring the hospital corridors through security cameras, she froze. The person she saw on screen, it couldn't be. "Hello, welcome to The Last Stand. Have you or your loved ones ever worked in law enforcement? Share your experiences in the comments." Dr. Ann Palmer had been working as security director at Memorial General Hospital for 5 years. At 42, she was medium height, brown-haired, always professionally dressed. Hospital staff respected her, but nobody was curious about her past. Ann's office was on the hospital's main floor, right next to the emergency room. From here, she could monitor the entire hospital and control the security cameras. But the things Ann paid attention to were different from those of an ordinary security director. Whenever new patients arrived, Ann would observe them. Their movement patterns, walking styles, body language. As if she was constantly analyzing something. Her colleagues interpreted this as being overly meticulous. On the night of November 15th, the first body was brought to the emergency room. Nurse Linda Rodriguez reported it as heart attack. It was Daniel Foster, a healthy 34-year-old man with no chronic conditions. Ann was watching the event through security cameras. Daniel's arrival at the hospital, the doctor's intervention, his final breath. Everything seemed normal, but something caught Ann's eye. There was a very small mark on Daniel's neck area, like a needle mark, but not from a regular needle. Ann had seen this mark before, a very long time ago, but she didn't speak up. She just filled out the security report. Natural death, heart attack, November 18th, 3 days later. This time, 29-year-old Jennifer Walsh was brought to the emergency room. Again diagnosed with sudden cardiac arrest. Again, young, healthy, with no medical history. This time, Ann looked more carefully. Jennifer had the same mark on her neck area. Some angle, some depth, some location. This couldn't be coincidence. 2 young, healthy people, both died the same way. Both had the same mark on their necks. Ann pulled out her old notes. She examined Daniel Foster's photos again. Yes, they were exactly the same. This was a serial killer. But again, she didn't speak up. Because if she said this, she'd have to explain how she knew. On the night of November 2020, Ann was monitoring security cameras in her office. The hospital was quiet. Night shift staff were going about their routines. Just then, an ambulance arrived at the emergency entrance. Sirens on, coming fast. Ann watched from the monitors. 32-year-old Brian Thompson. Again young, again healthy-looking. The ambulance technician was shouting, "Sudden cardiac arrest." Ann's heart raced. The third case. Now, there was definitely a serial killer. The doctors took Brian to the emergency intervention room. Ann watched through security cameras. 23 minutes later, the doctor came out. "We lost him," he said. Ann immediately went down to the emergency room. She saw Brian's body. She checked the neck area. Yes, the same mark was there. This time she had to speak up. Detective Michael Torres came to the hospital at 9 a.m. The third similar death case had now entered police files. "Is there anything on the security cameras?" he asked Ann. Ann took a deep breath. "Detective Torres, I need to tell you something." "I'm listening." "These 3 deaths aren't coincidence. Same killer, same method, same victim profile, and I know who the next target is." Torres looked surprised. "How is this possible? You're a security director." "Because I recognize these patterns." "What patterns?" Ann hesitated. It was time to reveal her secret. The killer has medical training, surgical experience, aged 35-40, and he's currently walking around inside this hospital. Torres's eyes widened. "How do you know this information?" Without answering, Ann opened the security monitors. She began scanning the hospital corridors. Ann systematically scanned every corridor, every room, every department. There were 147 hospital staff on the night shift. She examined the doctors one by one, age range, movement patterns, behavioral patterns. Just then, A doctor on the 3rd floor corridor caught her attention. Dr. Nathan Cross, 38 years old, worked in the surgery department. He'd been taking extra shifts for 3 days, and at that moment, while monitoring the hospital corridors through security cameras, she froze. The person she saw on screen. It couldn't be. That walking style, that shoulder posture, that way of slightly tilting his head to the right. Anne's hands began to tremble. She recognized these movement patterns. She'd seen them 8 years ago. That night from 8 years ago flashed through Anne's mind. FBI Laboratories, Quantico, Virginia. Anne was a skilled forensic analyst working for the FBI at that time. She analyzed complex murder cases. The Jennifer Walsh case. A 24-year-old young nurse had been found murdered in her home. Anne had done the evidence analysis and created the killer's profile. Jennifer had discovered a large medical supply smuggling network. She had given hospital records to the FBI. She was killed that night. Anne's analysis was flawless. She had clearly identified the killer's profile. Someone with medical background, surgical knowledge, male, aged 35-40. But she had made a mistake. While she was supposed to keep Jennifer's real identity secret, her real name had accidentally remained in the files. A security protocol violation. The killer had learned who Jennifer was, and found and killed her. That night, Anne had decided to leave her profession. A witness had died because of her security protocol error. Now the same killer was here. He was using the name Dr. Nathan Cross, but Anne had recognized him. "Detective Torres," she said in a trembling voice. "I found the killer." "Who?" "Dr. Nathan Cross, in surgery on the 3rd floor. Are you sure?" "Yes, very sure." Torres opened his radio. "All units to the 3rd floor. We're taking Dr. Nathan Cross into custody." But Anne was worried. Nathan was already in the hospital and might have other targets. "Detective, we need to protect Dr. Emily Foster." "Who's that?" "Cardiology specialist. She's been saying for the last 3 weeks that she noticed strange things in hospital records. She's Nathan's next target." Emily Foster was in her office on the 4th floor at that time. She was reviewing patient files late at night. Anne and Torres quickly got in the elevator, but the elevator stopped at the 3rd floor. Nathan was getting on. Anne's breath caught. Seeing Nathan this close. Nathan saw them but didn't recognize them. "Good evening," he said politely. "Good evening, doctor," said Torres. The elevator went up to the 4th floor. Nathan got off too. Anne's heart was beating fast. "He's going to Dr. Foster's office," Anne whispered. They followed quietly down the corridor. Nathan knocked on Emily's office door. "Dr. Foster, this is Dr. Cross. I have an urgent patient file to show you." Emily opened the door. "At this hour? What happened?" "It's very urgent. They're waiting downstairs." Anne couldn't wait any longer. "Dr. Foster, close the door. This man." Nathan suddenly turned. When he saw Anne, his eyes widened. You're that woman from the FBI, Anne Palmer." "Yes, and you're the man who killed Jennifer Walsh." Nathan smiled. "We meet again after 8 years. How very interesting." Torres drew his gun. "Hands up." But Nathan was very fast. He had surgical scalpels with him. He took Emily hostage. "Back off, or I'll kill her just like Jennifer." Anne stepped forward. "Nathan, let her go. The real score is with me." "Of course it's with you. You ruined my life." "Me? You're killing innocent people." "Jennifer was innocent, but you exposed her. I had to kill her because of your mistake." Anne's eyes filled with tears. "I know, that was my mistake, but you can stop now." Nathan just laughed bitterly. "It's too late now. Nobody can stop me." Anne was trying to distract Nathan. "Nathan, why did you choose these people? What was special about them?" Nathan didn't answer. He just held Emily tighter. "Back off," he shouted, "or I'll kill her too." Torres and Anne were trying to position themselves. Anne suddenly pulled Emily toward herself. Torres jumped on Nathan at the same time. Nathan resisted, but Torres was stronger. He was handcuffed and taken into custody. "You have the right to remain silent," said Torres. "Anything you say can be used against you." Nathan didn't say anything. He just looked at Anne and smiled. Emily was saved but in shock. "Thank you, Anne. Were you really FBI?" Anne nodded. "I used to be. I was a forensic analyst. Why did you quit? Anne smiled painfully. Because I made a mistake, and innocent people died because of that mistake. Emily put her hand on Anne's shoulder. But tonight you saved innocent people. The next day at the police station, Nathan was interrogated. He sat next to his lawyer. Detective Torres opened the file. Nathan Cross, your real name is David Morrison. You're wanted in the Jennifer Walsh murder from 8 years ago. Nathan broke his silence. You can't prove it. What about the special room we found in the hospital basement? 47 human organs? Nathan's face changed. Torres continued. Daniel Foster, Jennifer Walsh, Brian Thompson. They all have the same needle mark, same chemical substance. You killed them because they discovered your organ trafficking network. Prove it. We have evidence. DNA, fingerprints, security cameras, and the documents Dr. Emily Foster found. Nathan's lawyer intervened. My client wants to cooperate. Then Nathan began to talk. He confessed to killing 20 more people, running organ trafficking for 8 years, making millions. The next morning, hospital administration, police, even the FBI came to Anne's office. Special Agent Patricia Hayes was Anne's former colleague. Anne, we missed you. This case, you did an amazing analysis. Thank you, Patricia. Would you consider returning to the FBI? Anne thought for a long time. I don't know. I have a good job here. You were a good forensic analyst. Your talents are being wasted. Hospital Director Dr. Williams interrupted. Anne, how about working as hospital security director from now on, heading the entire security department? Anne smiled. That's an attractive offer. A week later, a ceremony was held at FBI headquarters. Anne Palmer was being awarded the Civilian Courage Award. Director Johnson spoke. Dr. Palmer, the painful experience you went through 8 years ago made you stronger. The courage and professionalism you showed tonight represent the values the FBI is most proud of. Anne took the stage. She approached the microphone. I will never forget Jennifer Walsh. I will never forgive myself for not being able to protect her, but I'm happy that I was able to save Dr. Emily Foster. Sometimes there are second chances. Sometimes we can make up for our past mistakes. The hall gave a standing ovation. Anne Palmer still works as security director at Memorial General Hospital today, but now her identity isn't secret. Everyone knows about her FBI background and respects her. And she also works as a consultant with the FBI. She goes to Quantico twice a week to analyze difficult cases. Nathan Cross was sentenced to life in prison for a total of 23 murders and organ trafficking. 47 human organs were found in the secret room in the hospital basement. FBI investigation revealed he had killed 20 more people. Emily Foster is now head of the Hospital Ethics Committee. She's developing new protocols to prevent medical irregularities. If you enjoy these powerful stories too, don't forget to subscribe to the Last Stand channel. We'll continue bringing you more hero stories every day. Let's end with Anne's words. Our past mistakes don't define us. The choices we make today define us.